Okay, guys, it's Spencer here again, and we're just gonna go over some alternative syntax in PHP. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, alternative syntax usually is designed for better readability. I found that it's been quite helpful in developing using HTML and JavaScript and everything. So this is the PHP page to where it'll give you everything you want to know about alternative syntax and everything PHP. So I'll put the link in the description, or if you're watching from our website, I'll also put it on the bottom. But basically, this is what we're gonna go ahead and look at here. Now, when we covered other videos in PHP, you'll see that PHP has a line of code, and then you will see HTML or JavaScript, and then you will see that PHP portion of the code again. As long as you name the extension PHP at the end of your file, you're pretty much good. So you can use HTML and JavaScript with it as well. CSS, of course, you need CSS with HTML as well as JavaScript. You know all these. You're a web developer. Just putting it basically. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Now you'll see here that you'll see an if statement here. Now what an if statement does is to put it basically, you match a condition. So it's PHP if and then certain conditions. So like if a variable is equal to something, or a variable is equal to something of the same type, you would usually put curly braces, but for this is alternative syntax. So you would you would paste the colon there, and then you would end that line of PHP code, and then it'll run down, and then you'll put the HTML code here, and then you'll put the PHP else, because you can use an if statement by itself, but if but the whole thing is, if something happens, do this, else do that. It also has else if. So that part of that if condition, if another condition is true, and that's what we go for. So now with alternative syntax, you always want to use the end if. Now, if you don't use the end if and everything, it's not going to work. Um, I'll go ahead and show you an example here that I typed up. Uh, I got to bring up my web server first. I got to do this kind of quick, because I don't know how much space I have and all that, and then my device will freeze and the video won't record. But I'm doing this from my Android anyway, so. And with this being quite effective, I think I'll be doing all of my tutorials on Android. So, there's a secret to that, but I'm not going to disclose it. Not yet. Not yet, anyways. Cigarette, guys. Just a cigarette. Now, see, like in the previous videos, we have like status here and everything. Set that to 0. Now we have a switch case in there, but that's only part of that function what we covered the last time. You know, the parameters will go into that box there only if it's parameters. We'll go ahead and set default parameters, so creating optional parameters. We'll get into that another time. Now you'll see this word global here and like status. Global is anything that exists outside of a function. It's a variable that exists outside of a function, so you can use it repeatedly on any function or method, stuff like that. Now, see the global like status. Now in PHP you have to add the word global so that it'll read properly. And see, we have alternative syntax here. I enjoy doing it this way, actually. It's better for readability, and feel like I have more control. So this is basically how our function is going to do, like alternative syntax for the function. So you have the function call like global like status, colon like status. So if like status is equal to 2, and then we end the code with the colon here. Well, that's the question mark that ends the PHP statement there. But you see the colon there. And then we have some HTML code here. div style, putting them div, and now we have the PHP else, and then problem load and stuff like that, and then we have the final part, which is the end div semicolon and the closing curly brackets. Like functions like that happens there. You see that? Like like for alternative syntax, instead of using the curly brackets like this, you would use colons and everything. So I can't remember if I did anything else with this code because I tried recording many times and ran out of space before I could. Server. Nope, that's not it. Let me move the picture here. Or rather, I can't. So let me close this out. Close that out. And here we have the test. So let's go ahead and view it in our browser. See if it comes up. And then we press the Chuck Norris button. No, I didn't update this code. I haven't updated it since the last time I did it. So now what we have down here is JavaScript. So on click document dot write. This would write to the actual HTML document in JavaScript. So and now we have the PHP and then call and all that between single line quotes. Basically, once we get into our oh, I didn't mean to do that. So once we get into our JavaScript classes, this part of the code will make sense, and actually, it's pretty cleverly done. I just actually discovered that like yesterday. So global like status and everything. Ooh, good idea here. Let's go ahead and echo and then like status. Ooh, I did not spell that right. That wasn't gonna work out well. Like status. Alright, let's save. Let's view in browser. Then we're gonna press the Chuck Norris button and see we got the echo code there. Got the number 1. There's obviously more I could do with it, but that's just to show you how alternative syntax works and how flexible it can be. Like I'm using alternative syntax in my function here, so I spent a couple days kind of looking at that, trying to work that out, and now I have it here. So, like I said, the colon replaces the curly brackets up here, and then everything else goes through, and you saw it happen. Now this one we created a button, and the on click is basically what executes like if the button or anything is clicked. You could put it any HTML tag. If there's an on click and you set it to do something, you could write it with JavaScript too. Actually, that is what it's designed for. JavaScript, you put on click here, and then it would be a JavaScript function you want to carry out. And now this is JavaScript and everything too, so this was cleverly done. I got this information off of Stack Exchange, so I gave the guy a huge thumbs up for that one, because I mean, I knew it was possible, but I just couldn't figure it out. One thing is like comparing languages and everything like that is just one thing. And then see Chuck Norris here is the name of the button. So let's go ahead and run that again. 0, and then problem low because it's not equal to 2. Let's press the Chuck Norris button, and like status is equal to 1. So it's not equal to 2 yet, so it's not gonna work. But I don't know how much time I actually have here. So let me see if this. Let me go ahead and see if this quick bit of code actually works. Let's see, equal to 2. So let's save that. Let's view it in the browser. Started off that way. Let's see. And it is 2. So you see the alternative syntax is working. Obviously I need to do more with the code, but basically it's what you're going to be doing here. And I didn't comment either. I just don't know how much space I have on here, so this should give you everything. If not, get it off the website and everything. Refer back to this code, and well, this has been basically introduction on how to use alternative syntax and everything. So I'll go ahead and do more alternative syntax and use it with the switch statement the next time, and we'll go ahead and go on from there. So again, the link will be on the bottom if you want to read up more on it. I recommend you do it. I encourage you to do it. Stay active in the PHP community. That's one resource you could go to and everything like that. So again, my name is Spencer Williams. I want to thank you for joining me for this. And I just needed to show a basic example of how alternative syntax works. So there you go. You got it. Not working out the way you wanted it to, but I didn't have a lot of time to do this. So basically, this will give you everything you need. And if you have any more questions, feel free to email me. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want. Or I mean, the marketing strategy says don't give them that option. Don't give the customers that option, but it is what it is. Anyway, subscribe, like, subscribe, donate.